So, good afternoon, everyone. I am Mr. Moinuddin. I am glad to invite you all for the great occasion with a live interaction session with Infinity PMC Solution Private Limited, a webinar on estimate industrial project renovation using the I2 RIB I2 CostX. So, I am Mr. Moinuddin as a techno commercial consultant, Bengaluru, IPMCS, Bengaluru. So about myself, I'm having the 5 years plus experience in residential, commercial, and MEP projects, and planning and scheduling and estimation domain, and I also handle the commercial projects, delay analysis using the Oracle Primavera P6, and also I have trained 600 plus students and the corporate professionals expertise in cost and the project management. I have the hands-on experience on project management, cost management, and the functional consulting with the project implementation and the product implementation along with the training. So I have handled the projects like Larsen and Turbo, IKEA, FL Smith, Sterling and Wilson, and so on. So I have gained the software skills in AutoCAD, MS Project, Primavera P6, Primavera Risk, and the I2 CostX. So today's our presenter will be Mr. Chinmay Nillekar, who is a techno-commercial consultant IPMCS Mumbai, and Mr. G. Dhanashekhar, who is a functional consultant IPMCS Chennai. So our today's agenda will be, so what all the challenges we face in the conventional estimation and how the digital estimation will be benefit to us for the industrial project and the renovation estimation of the industrial PEB structures, quantification of construction steel, integration of IS steel table in the I2 CostX, and the overview of embedded carbon building and the IPMCS offering and the services. So Infinity PMC Solutions Private Limited is a project management and the cost management service provider. We strongly believe in the integrity, passion, commitment, and the professionalism. So our vision is to constantly build on our reputation for the being the most unique cutting edge project and the program management solution provider. And our mission servicing our client with clear goals and positive attitude, delivering an unparalleled quality of service with a smart innovative solution, sustaining our position as leader in the industry. About IPMCS, we have combined experience of 20 plus years in implementing project and the cost management solution, where we more than 100 plus construction projects in EPC, infrastructure, and the architecture with oil and gas and the power plant. With the help of Oracle, RIB, FND, ISRI, and Bexel, we have conducted more than 150 plus batches trained by our certified trainers at corporates and the institutional level with more than 1000 plus of hours of training. These are authorized partners for RIB I2 CostX, Oracle Primavera P6, FND Project, ISRI ArcGIS, Bexel Consulting for the Bexel Manager. So now I will explain with you our solutions, IPMCS solutions. For planning and scheduling, we provide solution using Oracle Primavera and the Power Project BIM. For the risk management and the 4D BIM solution, we provide project management solution using the Elcosoft Power Project, which provides the integration in BIM solution. For estimation and 5D BIM, we provide the quantity takeoff and estimate solution using RIB I2 CostX. For mapping and analyze solution, we provide ArcGIS, which is used to make up, analyze the data, and to collaborate the data around the globe. For the 70 beam solution, we provide Bexel Manager, in which you can provide project management solution along with the quantity takeoff and the energy analysis. Now I would like to request Mr. Chinmay Nellekar to take the session ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mohin. Before moving ahead, let me introduce myself. I am Chinmay Nirlekar, techno-commercial consultant at IPMCS Mumbai. I have hands-on experience in construction industry as well as teaching industry, in which I have trained around 400 plus students and corporate professionals. I am proficient in AutoCAD, StatPro, ETABS, MS Project, Primavera, Revit MEP, and RIB I2 courses. Moving on. What is cost management in engineering? Basically, I can say that it is the aim to provide value for money to the respective clients, not just with the profit, but completing the project in limited time. So we can say that cost management, we can do handling, drawing handling, bill submission, quantity takeoff, BOQ preparation, contract agreement preparations, inventory management. All these things are necessary for cost management, right? But if I say most of these things, you can do it at one place. Isn't it interesting? But before moving to that, we will see our conventional method, that is using Excel, partially accurate but time consuming and with lot of challenges. Challenges in Excel? Yes, there are. So the challenges are difficult to manage advanced pricing rules, lack of control and security, human error is more, it is not designed for collaborative work, plus it is hard to consolidate. Is it relatable, right? What if I say that we need to remove our conventional method and move to digital estimation? Now you will ask, what is digital estimation and how it works? So basically, digital estimation is the estimation of takeoffs through softwares which produce accurate number of estimations done by hand, right? That too with great accuracy, which in today's case is iTWO CostX. In drafting, we can use CAD designs instead of paper drafting. For modeling, we can use BIM softwares to work efficiently, which also has its benefit, such as it has replaced multiple softwares by single software, reduce manual error, data transferring and communication is easy, revisioning can be done of complete estimate and many more. All this with the advantages of cumulative work, which is time saving and cost saving. And with cumulative work, I mean that everyone can work on this software. Before, when there was a communication barrier or hierarchical barrier, it is removed in digital estimation. All of this is possible because of iTWO CostX. Before moving to software, now we have a poll for you. I will give you a question. You have to answer it in 15 to 20 seconds in the chat box. Your question is, which of the following item is difficult to quantify in industrial project? First, your options are masonry, steel structures, MEP and HVAC, or any other quantities. You can now answer it. Okay. So if you see, most of you have answered steel structures, right? So that can be easily done in iTWO CostX. So now, what is RIB iTWO CostX? Okay. So RIB iTWO CostX, it is your complete 2D and 3D estimation solution, which has been awarded in 2019, 20, and 21 for estimation and valuation software of the year. It is widely used to improve accuracy and efficiency in quantity surveying, construction, subcontract comparison, estimating projects for large and small scale. It is leading estimation software used all over the globe. So if you see, anyone can use this tool. Let it be your project vice president, director, owner, manager for the reports, to cost manager, beam manager for final BOQ, to junior QS estimator or beam estimator for quantity takeoff. Anyone can use this tool and access it. With RIB iTWO CostX, we can do 2D measurements, 3D beam takeoff, estimation workbook, report writer, subcontract comparison, revisioning in both 2D and 3D, and many more things. So if we see key features of iTWO CostX with respect to drawings are scale correction, drawing register report, working area setup, save view. In 2D quantification, we can do layer customization, rebar mode, overlap, adding colors, viewing in 3D, and quantification report. For workbook, we have a building spreadsheet, live link, show source, zone wise filter, reference report, code wise grouping. In revisioning, we have draw comparison, revision log, a comparison report. We can also create report template and login credentials, which will restrict your project files. So if we see the compatibility of i2 CostX, you can import the IFC files, PNG files, JPG, DWF, PDF, SketchUp, DXF, DWG, RVT, Revit files, and you can export it in PDF, RTF, Excel, HTML, image, and Primavera as well. Now we will see our next poll. Your question for the poll is, what difficulties you face to recalculate the renovation of PEB structure? Your options are comparing time consumption, loss of old records, comparing existing building drawings, or comparing changes in existing drawings. You have 15 seconds to answer it. Thank you so much for answering. So most of you have answered is that you have voted for comparing drawings in existing drawings, right? Comparing changes in existing drawings. So all these things we can do in i2 CostX, and for the same we will see in our next topic. So moving on to our next topic, estimating of renovated industrial building. What is industrial building renovation? It involves updating and remodeling of a building that houses industrial businesses. These structures are typically industrial plants, factories, or warehouses. I'll give you an idea of today's project where we have converted a gunny bag godown to a textile processing unit, in which we have imported the drawing, created dimension group and quantification, and integrated a steel table for PEB structure. Then we created a workbook and template report. All this for a gunny bag godown which was created in 2015. But in 2020, we created as a textile processing unit, in which we just promoted the drawing, compare and identified the changes, created new BOQs for processing units, and we created a report for new changes. Now, more about this, Mr. Dhanashekar will guide you. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chinmay. So please keep the slides. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm glad to invite you all for this webinar. So myself, G. Dhanasegar, functional consultant on Chennai. So I have hands-on experience in both in cost management and project management domain. So both functionally consulting and implementation. So I have hands-on experience in the softwares, RAB i2 CostX, Oracle Primavera P6, Microsoft Project, AutoCAD, SAP Pro, and etc. Moving to the CostX part. So let me explain this workflow what we are going to see in i2 CostX. So here we are going to work under criteria, hierarchical criteria. So for that, so first step is to import the drawings into the CostX. The next step is to create our templates, so which we called as dimension group, So with the help of dimension group, we are going to use the drawings and we are going to take up the quantities. Once we done with the dimension group and the dimension group creation and quantification, so then we move to the workbook part, so where we can able to do the BOQ preparation. So here we have inbuilt spreadsheets called cost sheet, rate sheet, and quantity sheet to carry your BOQ, quantity breakdown, and as well as your rate analysis. So with the help of BO workbook, we can generate our BOQ. So further, next we can prepare our reports from the templates, or else we can create our own templates for the report creation. So moving to the demonstration part. So here you are seeing two typical drawings. So on your left hand side, it is showing a master plan layout of your industry. So in that particular layout, so I mentioned on right hand side, yeah, Kandiba Goodon unit, so which is in PEB structure. So let me move to the software part.
Okay, so moving on to the software part. I'll just share the software to you. Okay. Just tell if the screen is visible or not. Is it?
Yes, Mr. Chinmay, it's visible.
Okay.
You can
So
proceed.
from here, what we'll do is we'll add drawings. Okay. So now
Okay.
for the software part, I think Mr. Dhanashekar will tell you more about it. Just I'm transferring to Mr. Dhanashekar.
Thank you, Mr. Chinmay. So sorry for the confusion. So let me move to the CostX part. So here I imported the two different drawings. So this is the master layout, which we can see. So on this master layout of the complete industry, so I took this particular building, so Gandibag Godown, for the detailed quantification. So here I have my drawing. So before moving to the quantification and the template creation part, so let me see some features of drawing reading in iTWO CostX. So here we have a separate option to customize our layers. So in this we can see multiple sector items, both structural, so the masonry items, as well as the PEB elements. So if I want to filter the model structural wise or masonry wise or PEB wise, means we can use the customization option on the layers. So this will help me to the drawing customization, so which will helps to read the drawing in a proper way. So now we can now it is showing only the PEB items which we use for the quantification part. All right. So coming to the presentation part. So from this PEB structure detailed drawing, so I done the quantification for structural element, masonry, as well as the PEB. So under structural, I completed the grade beam, lintel beam, plinth, RCC columns, the ring beams, sill level beam, sunset and tie beams. On the masonry part, so I covered block work, flooring, painting, and plastering. So moving to the PEB, so I covered connection bolts, so gable, end under roof rafters, so galvanum sheet on the rooftop, gusset plates for individual columns, roof furlings, and the sag rods. Okay, let me see the quantification part in the iTWO CostX. So for PEB quantification, it is essential to use the unit weight of the steel sections or like ISMB, ISMC. For that, so I use it a separate feature called constants. So in my screen, I have my constant values, the unit weight values in a format, so which will support by CostX. This I can able to import into the CostX and we can apply for the quantification. This is my detailed drawing, and here I have the templates. So in this, I added a template for my roof rafter ISMB 200 quantification. So in this, I'm going to integrate my constants. So before moving to that, I'm going to import the Excel data inside the CostX. So this I have the rolled steel beams unit weight as a separate Excel. That's it. So we imported the unit weight of the complete package. Now I'm going to utilize the particular unit weight for ISMB 200. So this is a template, so which helps for me the quantification. So inside this, I am adding my unit weight. So we no need to refer the IS codebook or any other document all the time. So instead this, we can add this values here as a constant. So for ISMB 200, so I have the value of 25.4 kg per meter. My template is ready. So now coming to the quantification part. So hope you can see this is my main drafter. So I don't want the parallel purlin and parallel other elements. So in this case, I can use this layer modification. These are all my rafters. Just I need to trace the lines. I need to trace the line to measure the length of the rafters. Automatically, it will calculate the unit weight and it will give me the weight of the purlin in kgs. So like this, we can arrive the quantity. So in case if you want to display the values, the weight of each items, you can use this label option. This is one of the feature. So this will help you to view the weight of the particular purlin. This is on the quantification part. So coming to presentation. So here, so previously what Mr. Chinmay discussed, right? So the Gunny bag Godown, so which is previously on 2015. it is constructed. So later it is renovated as a textile processing unit. So I collected the revised drawing. So this is my new drawing for the textile processing unit. So this is a comparison on the existing drawing. So from this window, we can able to see the change of measurements, change of lengths. So let us show this particular interface on the CostX part. So I already added the revision, the renovation as a revision. So let I do the comparison between the previous drawing. So for the gunny bag godown with this new processing unit. Now it will give you a clear idea. So the existing structure, what outside it is the same, but so the inside of the building, so it is split as storeroom area, pantry area, conference room, office room area. So this color difference will help you to understand the drawing changes. So the blue color, which that remains the same, so there is no change in the existing blue color lines. So the newly added items, whatever it is, the lines of block work, the furniture items, even MEP, everything which is newly added, that will represent in the green color. So from this we can able to identify the changes which happened in the previous to new renovation or revision. So we can able to print this as a PDF also. Once you want to make it as a PDF, we can create a drawing comparison report from this window. Let us move to the workbook part. So I already having my proposed construction of gunny bag godown PEB structure, the complete abstract. So in this you can able to view the quantities of each line items, the block masonry, the flooring, plastering and all. So before moving further, I will explain the structure of this workbook. So this is inbuilt for BOQ preparation. So now we are in the level of cost sheet number 1. So in further more levels, we can able to generate macro level abstracts also. We have quantity sheet in our hand. So to carry our quantity breakdowns, this will help you to drag and drop the quantities, so which we got from the dimensions. Next, we have the rate sheet for carry your rate analysis. That is in another workbook. So this is my quantity sheet, especially to carry your quantity breakdowns. Also, I have the rate sheet to carry my rate analysis. In this project, I directly link my rate library to the workbook. So quantities which we can able to derive from the drawings. So what about the rates? So we can save the rate libraries under the system administration. So this will remains for all the projects. So if you are working further in the CostX software for the new buildings or new projects. So we can able to utilize for upcoming projects also. This directly link with your the values from the drawings or directly linked with your drawings. So we can able to review using the one more option called source. This will take me to the respective drawing, and the respective element will be highlighted in the color what we assign to the dimension group. And one more feature is there to cross check your quantification, which is called 3D. So now we are using 2D drawing. It is AutoCAD format drawing. So from there itself, you can able to view the complete structure as a 3D. Let me show that. So whatever you are seeing in the red color, so which are the deductions? Deductions of the tie beam, the lintel beam and sill beam. and the openings. This is how you can able to prepare the 3D view. It depends on the parameters what we are inserting in the dimension group, which we called as templates. So even this window also we can able to make it as a report using this report generation option on the drawing window. In this newly renovated floor plan, so the office room added, the conference room added. So for these new specific elements, so the masonry quantities will be added, the plastering quantity, the painting quantity, all will be added. So we can able to encode using the templates. So in this workbook, you can see the proposal of renovating the gunny bag godown to textile processing unit. The existing outer structure will be remains the same, but only the new elements which added inside the building will affect the BOQ. So we added the block work quantity, the plastering quantity, the painting quantity, the tiles quantity. So these are newly added items, so which we can use the workbook source option to review. So this is what the flooring quantity. So it except the office room and the conference room. So it is RCC for demolition and 2x2 tiles laying area. So this is RCC for demolition and granite flooring area. So like this, we can import the drawing. We can create the template for our respective quantity takeoff. So we can move the respective quantities to workbook to carry our BOQ preparation. Then and after, if any renovation happening or this kind of revision happening, means we can add the revision. So we can identify the changes using the compare drawing option. And also we can prepare the revision log. So then we can audit the revisions, whatever revisions have happened here. Once you're done with the BOQ part, so to promoting the revision quantities, we can able to generate the reports as a comparison, or you can create independent reports for required proposals. All right. So now I want to hand over to Mr. Chinmay to carry forward. Chinmay,
Thank you,
please
Mr.
carry forward.
Dhanaseka. Please show the slides once. Okay, I'll take over. Okay, till then, if anyone has any doubts or any questions about it, please put that in the Q&A box. So at the end of the session, we will answer it. Okay, so moving on to our next topic, embodied carbon building. So now what does embodied carbon building mean? So embodied carbon is the emission footprint that comes from harvesting, transporting, manufacturing building materials, each stage in the process of getting the building material to the construction site, which causes greenhouse gas emissions. So these carbon emissions is up to 11% of human caused emissions on the planet. Since the embodied carbon of building materials is so significant, it is important that we learn how to work with these numbers and come up with accurate numbers. We need to do basic accounting of how much embodied carbon is associated with each material and how it will reflect in an entire building if we are going to be able to reduce it. This exact value of embodied carbon can be taken out in iTWO CostX. So quantity surveyors and estimators will soon not be only expert in costing, they also have to provide recommendations on material and design considerations that can reduce the emission. Using I2 CostX to take out the carbon emissions and make the structure sustainable, we can do the calculations in I2 CostX. So in this, if you can't see clearly, okay, I'll just give you a rough idea and then we'll move to the software. So in this, if you see, so this is a BOQ of a building. A1 to A3 is a production stage production stage which includes transportation, and A4 to A5 is the execution stage or post construction stage. Now, if we move to the software, okay, so this in this you can see this clearly. So now, if we see over here, as I told you, A1 to A3 is the production stage including transportation. So these numbers, if you which you see over here, so these are the carbon emissions for the production stage. These numbers from A4 to A5 which you see over here, so this is the execution and post construction stage. So in this you can see the carbon emission over here. So now see, as I told you, we need to calculate carbon emissions for each and every material which we put in this. So in I2 CostX, you can compare that as well. So in this, in rate library, there is embodied carbon A1 to A3. That is the production stage. So if we open that, each dimension or each rate in this is related to the carbon emission over here. See, for carpentry, n number of carpentries are over here, and with respect to that, the carbon emissions is mentioned over here. So like that, you can add many more of them in I2 CostX, not just for this one, but this as well. If you see, for this also, we have the carbon emissions over here. So, and if you see at the end, so this is the total carbon emission which we produced in the production stage, and this is in the execution stage, right? So this is how I2 CostX can help you for the environmental study. Sustainability and building transparency is the next important step in the evolution of our profession. We at Infinity PMC Solutions are constantly being updated and upgrading ourselves with the latest industrial trends and requirements. So moving on, now I'll explain you I2 CostX products. So two of our recommended products for you are I2 CostX Full Suite, where you can use all the features of this software. Then after that, we have I2 CostX 2D, where 2D drawings, workbooks, and subcontract comparison can be used. In I2 CostX Takeoff, it can be used for 3D drawings and 2D drawings with auto revisioning. I2 CostX Takeoff 2D, which can be used for your 2D drawing. I2 CostX Excel, which is used for Excel spreadsheet, in which you can integrate values in Excel and live link the values. I2 CostX Viewer, in which you can view the whole project. So if you see, these are our recent projects where this wonderful tool was used of I2 CostX, and more of them are there, right, who are still working on it, on the I2 CostX. So moving on, I request Mr. Moinuddin to take the session ahead. Over to you, Mr. Moinuddin.
Thank you, Mr. Chinmay and Dhanashekhar, for explaining clearly on how digital estimation tool I2 CostX help us for the renovation of PEB structure for taking quantification effortlessly. Now we have the poll. So what do you think I2 CostX in quantification and revisioning? It is a time saving, collaborative work, or the compatibility? So you have the 30 seconds to cast your votes. So we have received the time saving as most of the voter. So now moving ahead to our session, why IMPS, why IPMCS? So to answer that, we provide our solutions. Our service offering for the industry are software licensing and the implementation, technical support with the product implementation and the AMC, functional support with the project implementation, training services for the individual and the corporate batch for the full program or the customized program delivery, and also the maintenance and the support, and the planning, planner and the scheduler services, staff augmentation service, estimation and quantity takeoff services in pre-contract and the concession phases, and the profession services. We offer the skill development programs for the corporate trainings for the project management with MS Project and Primavera, cost estimation with I2 CostX 2D, project management with the 3D model using the Power Project, cost estimation with the 3D model with I2 CostX 5D BIM, and the essential of BIM and the fundamentals of the project management and also the cost estimation with along with the project guidance for the technical or the functional support for the 3 to 6 months short or the long duration projects. These are the sample certificates which is globally valid, which are offered for the Primavera, MS project and the Power project. And for the RIB cost I2 CostX, this certificate can be used for the 6 hours of credit if you are applying for RICS, AIB, AIQS, etc. So our key highlights of our company is industry expos, live interaction, trained by the industry experts, explore real-time case studies, internship project, and project report creation. And our benefits are functional and the technical support, software for the training and practice, post-completion certificate, internship experience letter, and the post-training supports. So these are the industry we are working with mainly in the engineering and construction, cement plants, roads, highways, power, technical institution and the university, manufacturing, public sector, oil and gas, railways, infrastructure, telecom and utility, shipbuilding, defense and the research. And these are for some of our clients which are using this wonderful tool of I2 CastX and are successful in their industry like JLL, Sapurji and Palunji, Desapex, Assets, and the AECOM. If you are anyone new to the software, if anyone needs one of our demonstration for the corporates of our institution to explore more about this wonderful estimation tool of RIB I2 CostX, kindly reach us when you can call or avail us. We are operating pan India with offices in Chennai, Bangalore, and Mumbai. Now the session will open for the Q&A.